Now, turning to the Forex space, Trish Louis is in the Singapore newsroom with more. Trish, I mean, we've been looking at the G-8 meeting. That didn't really produce much substance. It also didn't produce any alternative to the dollar.
No, no surprise there. Actually, markets were already scaling back their expectations because for a start, it was only the leaders of the G8 that were meeting. None of the central banks nor the finance ministers were there, so they didn't expect that anything technical would come of it as far as replacing the dollar is concerned. Furthermore, the Chinese president, Hu Jintao, was absent. But having said that, the BRIC countries did talk on the sidelines, but they didn't discuss so much about using the dollar as an replacing the dollar or as an alternative currency, but they more talked about using each other's currencies for trade settlements. And Brazil and Russia say they will still bring up the matter again at the G20 meeting in September. And this is pretty much in line with what the French finance minister Christine Lagarde actually commented earlier this week about the G20 being a better place to discuss this. So that's why probably the G8 didn't actually, mention this area very much.
Trish, White House press secretary saying the dollar will remain the world's main reserve currency. Does this comment carry much weight at all in the market?
No, it wasn't just the White House that came out to jawbone the dollar higher. It was also the IMF as well. Sorry, the World Bank actually came out to say that the dollar will remain the world's reserve currency. But in spite of that, and in spite of the fact that it was a non-event for the dollar at the G8 meeting, the dollar index still dropped 1.1% last night. It was the most in 2 weeks, and it was the first time in 6 days, simply because risk appetite made a minor recovery last night. Led by the U.S. stock market on the back of Bank of America's call to buy Goldman Sachs shares. And also we have the U.S. jobless claims, which fell to the lowest since January. So that kind of sets the tone for next week's second quarterly results. Traders are, pricing in probably a better than expected banking sector results. But they're all very skeptical about whether this tone will actually, this risk appetite tone will actually continue even into the weekend.
Okay, Trish, we'll have to leave it there.